Welcome to Therapy Online with Shay Wesley. I'm your rapid transformation guide, here to help you shift your subconscious mind and restore balance to your life. With the new America Healthcare Protocol, I've developed a pathway to deep healing and personal transformation. Together, we'll work through limiting beliefs, heal past wounds, and rewire your brain for success and well-being. Your journey starts now, so let's begin. Today's session is all about the power of releasing and understanding fear, depression, and spiritual warfare. Fear and depression are some of the most challenging emotional and mental states to navigate. They have the power to paralyze, cloud judgment, and drain energy, leaving us feeling disconnected from our higher selves and from divine. And these emotional states can often feel overwhelming, as they are unshakable sometimes and beyond our control. However, beneath these feelings lies a deeper, more insidious force that can compound and perpetuate them: the spiritual warfare of the enemy. Spiritual warfare refers to the invisible battle between light and darkness, good and evil, and it plays out not just in the physical world, but within our hearts and minds as well. And the enemy, in this context, can be understood as negative energies, dark forces, or spiritual attacks that seek to weaken, disempower, or divert us from our divine path. Fear and depression are often tools used by the enemy to create doubt, hopelessness, and disconnection from the truth of who we are. So in this session today, we're going to explore how fear and depression can be manifestations of spiritual warfare, the effects they have on our lives, and practical, spiritually rooted ways to release these negative forces. We're also going to discuss how to strengthen ourselves spiritually and emotionally, protect our energy, and reclaim our power from the spiritual battles that seek to undermine our peace and growth. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions that the enemy uses to control our minds and hearts. It can come in many forms: fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, and even fear of success. But fear is often rooted in uncertainty and unpreparedness. But it also can arise from past traumas, limiting beliefs, or false narratives we've accepted about ourselves and the world. Fear keeps us in a state of paralysis, preventing us from stepping into our true potential and divine purpose. And from a spiritual perspective, fear is the antithesis of faith. Fear disconnects us from trust in God, the universe, and the divine flow of life. It causes us to doubt, to shrink back, and it can cause us to focus on worst-case scenarios rather than embracing the truth that we are supported, loved, and divinely guided. So now I want to talk about recognizing fear as a spiritual attack. So what happens when we recognize fear as a spiritual attack? Fear isn't just an emotional response, but it can be a spiritual attack. When fear becomes irrational, all-consuming, or disproportionate to the situation at hand, it may be a sign that the enemy is using fears as a tool to keep you trapped in a state of powerlessness. It is this kind of fear that draws you away from your inner strength and your connection to divine. Depression is another powerful emotional state that often accompanies fear, but it can also exist independently, rooted in feelings of hopelessness, despair, and even disconnection. It can be easy to feel overwhelmed and powerless when trapped in the depths of depression. The weight of negative thoughts, emotional numbness, and physical lethargy can make even the simplest tasks feel impossible. And spiritually, depression can be seen as a form of spiritual darkness, an attempt by the enemy to dull your light, cloud your purpose, and separate you from the divine energy that sustains you. And depression often leads to a lack of connection with the present moment, causing you to focus on past hurts, future anxieties, and feelings of inadequacy. And it keeps you stuck in a negative cycle, making it difficult to see the possibilities and beauty that lies ahead. So, how does one recognize depression as a spiritual battle? Just as fear is often a spiritual attack, so too is depression. And when depression becomes deep and long lasting, it can be a sign that you are under spiritual assault, an attempt to undermine your belief in yourself, in others, and even in your own divine purpose. The enemy uses depression to disconnect you from your divine source, and it keeps you from fulfilling your spiritual mission. And the enemy's primary goal is to divert you from your highest potential and purpose. Fear, depression, self-doubt, and feelings of powerlessness are just some of the tools that the enemy uses to keep you from walking in your divine truth. And these spiritual attacks can manifest as negative thought patterns, emotional instability, physical health issues, and relational conflict. And when we are spiritually unprotected, we become vulnerable to these attacks. So there are 3 emotional attacks that I would like to speak with you about today. Number 1 is negative thought patterns. The enemy often plants seeds of negative thinking that grow into destructive beliefs. And any thoughts like I'm not good enough, or I'm unworthy, or I'll never be able to succeed can actually cloud your mind and lead to self-sabotage. And these kind of thoughts weaken your confidence and prevent you from aligning with your divine purpose. Number 2 is emotional traps. Fear and depression are emotional traps that keep you stuck in a cycle of negativity. They prevent you from experiencing the fullness of life and create a barrier between you and your spiritual connection. These emotions drain your energy and diminish your sense of self-worth. And the third way is spiritual disconnection. When you are under a spiritual attack, it can feel as though you are disconnected from divine, from your higher self, and even from the universe and the world around you. You may struggle to hear your inner guidance. You may feel lost in your life's purpose, and you may experience a lack of direction. This spiritual disconnection is a powerful tool that the enemy uses to keep you from fully stepping into your divine mission. Now, while fear, depression, and spiritual warfare are powerful forces, they are not invincible. So through spiritual practices, mental reframing, and emotional healing, you can release these negative forces and reclaim your power. Fear and depression, while challenging, isn't insurmountable. And by recognizing them as potential spiritual blocks and attacks, you can take conscious steps to release them and protect your energy. Through faith, self-care, forgiveness, and spiritual practices, you can overcome the darkness and reclaim your light. Spiritual warfare is not a battle to be fought alone. You are always supported by divine and guided toward healing and peace. So in our session today, I want you to remember this, that every challenge, every battle, and every struggle is an opportunity for spiritual growth. And by facing fear and depression head-on, you strengthen your connection to divine, deepening your understanding of your purpose and reclaiming your power. Today, I want you to trust in the divine process. And I want you to know that you are always worthy of peace, joy, and spiritual fulfillment. The light is always within you, just waiting to shine brighter than any shadow. If this session resonated with you, I would love for you to visit the New America Healthcare YouTube channel and begin the New America Healthcare Protocol, phases 1 through 4. You can click on the playlist tab, and these sessions are designed to help you find clarity, balance, and healing. And for additional support, you can reach out through Patreon or email me at shaywesley@gmail.com. You are so worthy of this transformation. I'm Shay Wesley, and I've been your Rapid Transformation Guide today. Let's talk again soon.